Uh-oh. How's
that should be
All
better.
right. We can't hear you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Somebody should test this stuff before we start. There should be sound coming out now. We'll start
Well,
over.
Well, there's really nothing to start over
No,
about, but
Okay.
somebody say if they can hear us now.
Yeah, please.
You should. He
right.
clicked. I think he clicked the right button this time.
Better. Okay.
All right.
See,
Thank you.
You think it's just you, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it's...
Sometimes it's him.
It's never her, that's for sure. Okay, there we are. Sorry about that. You know, we were away from home for a couple of days here, and yeah, things get messed up. But we're here now, and
So we are geeks, also known as propeller heads.
yeah, we can prove it. That's for sure.
But we are geeks who teach, and we
That's
think that the best way to learn is on a regular basis. I mean, if you want to learn, you gotta take lessons. So we've come up with this bi-monthly show now,
Twice a month.
twice a month, usually. And we teach a different topic to do with technology, mostly smartphones. And all of our content is collected on our website at geeksontour.com. A lot of it is free. If you want all of it, you need to become a member. And
You can do that online.
we appreciate our members.
Oh, no, senor. Look, there's no internet here.
So
Check it out.
we were on a dive boat in Cuban waters, and we have a photo album. If you scan that QR code, you'll be able to see all our photos.
Yeah?
And it was beautiful as expected, because Cuba has been kind of off limits for so many people. The reefs were a lot healthier, and the sea life was more abundant than anything we've seen in our two other dive trips in the Caribbean this year. It was great, but we had no connectivity.
Yeah.
There was no Wi-Fi on the boat. The boat did not have a satellite dish like a lot of them do now. And there was no cell towers nearby. Even if there was, we would have had to get a Cuban
SIM
card, and that we didn't. So we had no connectivity whatsoever. Therefore, we used all of these tips we're going to show you last week. So who's here? Jimmy Lyon. Hey.
My old dive buddy from LBI. How you doing?
Oh, you would have loved it, Jimmy.
Yeah. Next time. And we have Jolyn here from the Low Country. Very cool.
Our fellow teacher.
Yeah. And you're good. Betty White, I'm sorry we did not get to visit. We went up this past weekend for a RV rally, and
We were supposed to be visiting with Betty, who is also a Road Trek owner and RVer. We were supposed to be visiting for 3 days at Anastasia Park, but they kicked us out after the first night because of the oncoming hurricane.
well, they told us they might do that, and they did. So we took our time coming home. We had a really nice little breakfast, lunch, and walk on the beach, and
We were happy to see you for the little bit that we did.
Yes, indeed. Maurice, hello. I'm glad you're back in Fort Lauderdale. And Laura, how are you and Jeff doing? Good to see you. Okay.
That little arrow is to remind me that our bonus tip today, you have to wait all the way till the end.
Oh, a teaser.
You have to wait all the way to the end for my bonus tip, which is how to get that enye. So we will be teaching that.
Thank you to our premium members. You make all of this possible. We really appreciate you. You can become a member, geeksontour.com/join now. $68 a year, $58 if you do it annually recurring, and you can take care of that right there. Chris is going to put a QR code on that slide, I think.
Yeah.
Our Backstage Pass, one of the great benefits of membership is our Backstage Pass, where you have personal connectivity with Chris and me, but she does all the work, and as after this show, you get a link from an email that Chris sends out earlier today, or you can go to the website, geeksontour.com, and get the member login page. It's right there. Just click on that big old link. Okay.
So today, 7 Tips Sunday. We pride ourselves on giving practical information, something that you can use rather than a long stream of teaching. And 7 tips seems to fit nicely in an hour. So 7 Tips Sunday, that's what we're doing today. Our 7 tips are how airplane mode will conserve battery when you're in a dead zone, how you can download maps, how you can download movies, how you can make sure travel documents are accessible, what happens with email and text, reading books, sharing photos, and that bonus tip about making an enye. Airplane mode. For battery life, why is it called airplane mode?
Well, that's a very good question. I wasn't expecting that. Airplane mode is kind of like a way to turn off your radios on your smartphone. Airplane mode is a single place where you can turn off all the radios, and it comes from, I don't really think it has anything to do with interference on an airplane. If you have any evidence of it actually causing an interference, you might let me know, but as far as I know, it really does. It saves your battery, that's the main thing, and it turns off your radios.
So it doesn't have anything to do with airplanes anymore. It may have
That's
initially
how it
started.
That's how it seems to have started, yes.
But
I don't know how based it is in real truth and what has happened on airplanes, but that's sure.
When your phone can't connect, it keeps trying to. It keeps searching for a cell tower, and that uses a lot of battery.
That also happens on my underwater housing for my phone. They actually recommend putting it in airplane mode, turning off your cellular radio, so it's not because those radio waves do not penetrate very far down in the water.
Yeah.
You can't make a phone call, and so it keeps trying, and it overheats the phone in that case. So that's, wow.
So if you turn airplane mode on, it turns off your cell service, off your Wi-Fi, and off your Bluetooth. Those are 3 different radios inside your phone. Now, you can manually turn Wi-Fi and Bluetooth back on. And then, depending on the settings of your phone, the next time you turn airplane mode on, your Wi-Fi might not turn off. But that's how it works. Our experience while on this dive boat in Cuba, without airplane mode, my phone's battery ran totally down to 5% in like 4 hours. And I said, I know this. I need to turn on airplane mode. And once it was charged, it took a day and a half before it ran out of charge again. So this tip really, really does work. So how does airplane mode, how do you turn it on? Let me show you. First, this is my Android phone and my Samsung, actually. But I think all Androids, you can just swipe down from the top and there's a little airplane right there. Notice here is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I turn airplane mode on Ah, and they didn't turn off because I have turned them on after airplane mode. But if I turn off those, now airplane mode is off and these are back on. Now airplane mode off, and it turns those off, and it definitely turns cell signal off. So with airplane mode on, I have no internet, and I just want to prove it to you. It says airplane mode is on, no network available. Consider turning off airplane mode or connecting to a Wi-Fi. So that's what happens when you are in an area that has signal. It turns everything off. Your phone is as if you were in a dead area. But when you are in a dead area, it's important to turn airplane on mode so that your phone doesn't keep trying.
Okay.
On an iPhone, really on my iPhone 14, it's really the same thing. The control center, the shortcut to your settings, is in the upper right-hand corner. You swipe down, there's airplane mode. But if you don't know about the control center, I think the control center is a great tip to know. But if you don't know about the control center, you can go into your settings, and here are all your connections. Airplane mode is currently off. My Wi-Fi is on, my Bluetooth is on, my cellular is on, etc. If I turn on airplane mode, notice that everything else turned off. So that's what airplane mode is, and I use it a lot to pretend that I'm in a dead zone and see how my phone works. But when you are in a dead zone, airplane mode on will conserve your battery. Number one tip. And along those same lines, it's really important to have a spare battery, to have a power bank. Is that what you call those?
Yeah, sure.
And we use Anchor, so a portable charger. It's also very handy if you are traveling to some place that has different kind of electrical plugs and you didn't bring your adapters. You can always charge your phone with this. If you want to see exactly what we use, you can go to our Amazon store. It's on our website under the More menu. Or you can just go to Amazon and search for battery backup. Maps. Now, maps can be very important. They weren't so important to us in Cuba because we just flew there, got on a bus, got on a boat, and it was all up to them. But if you are renting a car somewhere, you absolutely want to make sure you have maps, even if you don't have connectivity. So on Google Maps, you tap your account button and choose offline maps. Select your own map. Let me show you that. So here I am on my Android, and notice my airplane mode is still on. So I have no connectivity right now. Just, airplane mode is on. I have no connectivity. So I'm going to go to Maps, and let me show you, for example, Alaska. So notice Google Maps still has a map, but it has very little detail. If you scroll down and down, notice how everything just looks kind of jagged. No detail in the map. That's what you get if you are offline. Now, if I go to Cuba, you'll see that I have a lot of detail. That's because I've downloaded the map. So the map for this area of Cuba is available offline. So let me show you how to do that. You tap on your account button and offline maps. And notice Camagüey, Camagüey,
Kamawe.
Camagüey is the area of Cuba that I downloaded. Let's say I also want the Havana area. I select the map and I go over to Havana. Now, Cuba kind of goes east and west, so let me see if I can get more going this way. Notice when I pinch too much, the whole box gets smaller. So there's only a certain amount that you can get, and you have to specify that area. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of messy. But you can do it, but you have to make sure that you get every area that you're going to be traveling through. If I tap download, well, it won't work now because I'm offline, but that will work. Now, let me show you an option. There's another app that we have used when we know we're going to be offline a lot called Maps.me. Let me show you that. And Maps.me, that one right there. And this is an app, a free app, available for both Android and iPhone. Maps.me. And I'm going to turn airplane mode back off here so that I am connected. And notice those purple areas. Those are areas where I have already downloaded the Maps.me map. I don't have it for Cuba. I scroll into where we were in Cuba, and there's a little bit of detail, but not a whole lot. Notice as soon as I scroll down to a level of detail that they don't have, it prompts me, download the map. And notice this, all I have to do is tap download map and I get the entire country of Cuba. I don't have to go section by section by section. I really like that. And we used this a couple times as we were traveling around in the Wyoming area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty good.
And if I had thought beforehand, and from now on, well, most of the places we go, we have internet connectivity, so we don't have to, it's not an issue. But there are places on that map where there's no connectivity.
Now, this is free, but notice, I don't know if you can see, well, it says 7 free maps left. So there is a fee. I'm not sure what it is if you're going to want more than 7 maps, but 7 maps certainly should cover most trips. And then you can change them. So that is Maps.me. All right. What's next? Downloading movies.
You need movies.
You need movies. Now, you need to be a subscriber. You need to be paying Netflix or Amazon Prime Videos or HBO or something. And there's an app for each one of those. You need the app, then you can download movies. And we have a video on this.
Hi, I'm Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour. And if you travel a lot, like my husband Jim and I do, you are finding yourself in places where there are no internet connections available. Now, that might be a nice break from the work and the life of being online all the time, but it might be just exactly the kind of break where I would like to watch a movie. How do you stream a movie when you have no internet connection? You need to download it before you leave home, okay? And I'm going to show you how. First, I'm going to show you on my iPad because this is a place where I like to watch the movies. You need the app for the streaming service. So let's say you have a Netflix and maybe an Amazon Prime Video account. You go to your app store and look for like Prime Video. Prime Video. And there is the app. You need to download it. I already have it. I have open, but look at these other. You have Disney, Hulu, and there's Netflix. Okay, so I have both Netflix and Prime Video apps. I'm going to use Prime Video. And here is everything I could play. So while I am online, I can watch any of these movies, TV shows, whatever Prime Video has to offer. But if I want to download, that's the menu down here at the bottom. Downloads. Notice I have already downloaded a few. Download more videos. Not all videos on your streaming service are capable of being downloaded, but if you tap on the downloads and find more, it should be showing you just the ones. Oh, I love this series called Aerial America. Check it out. But I'm just looking for movies, not series. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I've heard good things about that. I think I'll get it. And you download. And now that's going to take a minute. I look back at my list of downloads and see that it's, oh, there we go. It is done. That did not take long at all. Now to test whether or not this will really work offline, I'm going to simulate being offline by turning on airplane mode. So just to prove it to you, if I try to open my Chrome browser, no internet. So now let's try our Prime Video app. And if I want to watch the movie, play movie. So this is some kind of rule from Prime Video that when you start watching, it will be available for 48 hours while the device is online. To continue watching beyond 48 hours, please reconnect your device to the internet. Okay, but I watch now, so I have no internet connection. But I am watching a movie.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I did download several before we went to Cuba. Didn't watch any.
We did watch some Sea Hunt.
Oh, that's right. I have 20 episodes of Sea Hunt downloaded on my
Anybody out there
iPad.
Lloyd Bridges? And that was fun.
And we played a little bit of that. But basically, we did 4 dives a day, and we were pretty wasted.
Yeah, it's eat, sleep, and dive.
Which is why we also didn't do this next video. But every cabin did have a television in it. And I assume
connectivity.
I assume the television had an HDMI.
It did.
So we could have done this. I want to show you this video of 786.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour. In video 786, I showed you how you could download a movie from a streaming service to your mobile device, and you could watch it on something like an iPad. But what if you downloaded to a phone? How do you watch that on a bigger screen? I'm going to show you how to connect the phone to your TV with an HDMI cable so you can watch it on the TV. In order to play a video from your phone to your TV, you need an HDMI cable. So one end of the HDMI cable is plugged into the back of the TV into an HDMI port. Then the other end plugs into your phone, but there's no place. You need an adapter. You plug in the HDMI to the adapter, and then the other end into your phone. Now I'm going to turn the TV on, and you do have to know how to set the proper input. So this is already on, but there, you have to set the input of the TV to the proper HDMI, and there's my phone showing on the TV. Now I just go to the streaming service where I've downloaded a movie, which in this case is HBO, and I play the movie.
A movie on the phone, watching it on the TV.
Just one final comment before you get too excited about showing from your phone to your TV. It doesn't work with all systems. Different phones, different TVs, different streaming services will have an effect on whether or not yours will work. Make sure to test it at home before you depend on it going traveling. And if it doesn't work at first, don't give up. Do some Googling and ask some questions. There might be just some little adjustments that you need to make. Happy traveling.
Yeah.
As I recall, we found it's like always works with iPhone.
We've never had an issue, I think, with an iPhone. My Pixel does not work at all for HDMI connectivity. Right. And I don't know if the newer ones do, but so far my Pixel does not. Samsung does.
Samsung works fine.
There are other ways to connect as well, but wireless...
Most all of them need an internet connection.
Somewhere in there in order to connect, yes.
Yeah, that video showed no need for an internet connection, just a hard-wired connection. Okay.
Travel documents
Next
on your phone.
Is travel documents. This was definitely important in Cuba. You know, Americans cannot easily travel to Cuba. There is a prohibition. You have to jump through some hoops. You have to have these visas. And we had a special thing because of the dive boat that we were on. And we printed it out, and then I took a photo of it. And I'm really glad I did, because when we entered Cuba, they ended up taking that piece of paper. When we exited Cuba, they wanted to see that piece of paper. I'm so glad I took a photo of it. So that's an easy way. I want to show you two other things that you can do just as a matter of course. We use an app called TripIt to manage our international travels. It's TripIt, and we have another video on that, but we're not going to take the time to play it here. You can go to our website and search for TripIt, TRIPIT, and find the video that talks about what it is. It's a free app. We do pay the premium.
I don't know how much it is.
I don't know, $20 a year or something. But it will store PDFs. Let me show you. So first I want you to notice that I am in airplane mode, meaning I am offline. So this is pretending we are in a dead zone. I am offline. But TripIt works offline. Here it is, TripIt. The next trip coming up is a Panama Canal cruise, just in a couple weeks.
Less.
And if each stop along the way can have documents associated with it. So I tap on Viking, and here I have our booking receipt. That might be very important. I tap on it, and I can open it. I have to choose, and I'm opening it with Google Drive. So here is our booking receipt, and available offline because it's stored in TripIt. Use Google Drive a lot. We just upload everything to do with a trip to Google Drive. So let me show you that. If I open Google Drive right here, and I go to our travel folder, and we have lots of travels, and 2024 and Cuba, notice this little black check mark. So if I tap on one of these that has the little black check mark, it's there, even though I am offline. But notice this one that's grayed out. It says no connection. I can't see it. What's the difference? Where did that little black check mark come from? When you are online, so I'm going to turn off airplane mode. Now I am online and I can go back to Google Drive. I find that one that did not have a check mark, this one. 3 dots and make available offline. So that now, when I'm offline, I would be able to open that. So these are things you got to think about before you go.
That's the trick.
And the interesting thing, you do have to do it on a file by file. Now, you could select them all and then make available offline. But I don't think you can do it folder by folder. So make documents available offline is the key there. Do we have any questions?
I don't see any real questions here. Let's see. Laura's doing a cruise in February.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Well, you know we'll be posting photos and all sorts of stuff about ours. We're going on Viking and we're leaving from Fort Lauderdale and getting off in Los Angeles.
Right. Okay. Is there a certain HDMI adapter you'd recommend?
That's you.
That's me. No, I don't really think that there's a particular one. I get that kind of stuff at Amazon, and it changes and prices change. It's not expensive. Yeah. So Marie says airplane mode helps charge your phone faster as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the battery isn't working so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a question earlier about what about if your documents are in Dropbox or in OneDrive? They have the exact same thing as Google Drive. It's the 3 dots and make available offline. That puts a copy on your device.
Yep.
Okay. What about using email? I mean, obviously, if you have no connection, you cannot send or receive email. But you can compose email. So I do that. I do that a lot. Actually, I do that to make my blog posts. My Blogger blog has an email address. I compose an email to my Blogger blog. When we're offline, when we're back home, I can send it and I've written my blog post. It's great. As soon as you get an internet connection, it will send. You compose an email when you're offline. It can't send, but it goes to an outbox and it waits. As soon as it gets an internet connection, it goes. Piece of cake. So you can do email even when you're offline. Just don't expect a response until you're back online. Now, text messages are a different story. I don't know why, but when you compose a text message and you're offline, there's no outbox. It won't wait and then send when you are offline.
Online.
When you're back online, thank you. What you have to do is resend. Now, you don't have to retype it. The text message will still be there in your messages, but it will say, not sent, do you want to retry? So you would have to go in and retry. What I want to show you is an exciting new feature just announced a few weeks ago by Apple. If you have, and that's satellite, you can send text messages by satellite once you get this feature, I don't know that anybody has it now. If you must have an iPhone 14 or higher, and you must be updated to the latest operating system, iOS 18. So when you get this feature rolled out, you will be able to send a text message using satellite. Now, if you've ever used any kind of satellite, we had what was our satellite dish the first few years?
A data storm. Motosat.
We had a $10,000, $6,000.
$6,000 install.
A $6,000 3-foot circular dish on the top of our RV that we had to raise, lock onto a satellite. Now your phone is going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Soon, if you have an iPhone 14 and iOS 18, and someday, not too distant future, all phones, don't you think?
Well, it's coming. I believe it's coming. Things are always getting better. I don't know how soon that's going to happen. It's been kind of announced where we're going to have it, but so far nobody does that I know of. That's cool.
So, but meanwhile, they have built in a test feature on the iPhone. Now, this is an iPhone 14, so it is in the capable, and it has recently been upgraded to iOS 18. So it will have the feature sometime soon. If you open up your control center and then tap on the connectivity screen, notice it opens up all the different possibilities. I will have to turn airplane mode off. Now I have this new option called satellite. Notice it says not available. So this isn't going to work, but I'm going to be able to show you. If I tap on satellite, it says try demo. So when it's available, that is still where you will go. You'll go to the control center and satellite. Try connecting, and notice there's 4 different things you can do with a satellite connection. You can send text messages. You can update your location in the Find My app. You can get roadside assistance, and you can do an emergency SOS. But first, you must connect to the satellite. So, try. For some reason, it wants you to turn off cellular. Okay. Turn off cellular. Get a clear view of the sky. Now, when this works, you will actually take it outside and get a clear view of the sky. But I tried this the other day, and the demo still let me try to get a clear view of the sky. Okay. All right. This is there. See how it turned red there? And it will, in a minute, or maybe not, it will tell you turn right or turn left in order to find a satellite. All right. I guess I have to go outside. I did go outside, and I took a screenshot. And if we go back to this, you'll see that it actually brings up a little image of a satellite and a dot for you and a green triangle that points to the satellite, and it will tell you when you get connected. Once you are connected to the satellite, then you can send a message, update your Find My, request roadside assistance, or do an SOS. This is huge. This is huge. This is exciting. Hopefully you'll never need it. But if you do, this is a life-saving kind of technology.
So Laura wants to know, what do you click on in the control panel again? You want to show that?
Okay. On On a newer iPhone, now like you swipe down from the top right. Top right, swipe down. This is the control panel. And there's blocks of things. This top left block is all about your connections. If you just tap on that block, it opens up and shows you all different connectivity options you have. So if I wanted to turn Wi-Fi off, I could do it right here by tapping on the Wi-Fi icon. Or if it's on, I can tap on Wi-Fi and see the different Wi-Fi's networks that I could connect to, etc. Hope that answers your question. So, text messages you will be able to send with satellite sometime soon if you have an Apple 14 or higher, iPhone 14 or higher.
Laverne, who can use satellite SOS? This feature is currently available in the U.S. only, except Hawaii and Alaska. This feature is available on Pixel 9, 9 Pro, Pro XL, and yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why I need to get one of those new ones.
We will have to research that. I thought that was only available on Apple. Yes, Apple already can do an SOS using satellite. The idea of sending a text message is what's just been announced.
Okay.
Thanks, Luverne. And welcome home. Luverne just did
a world
around the world cruise. So I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, come to the Backstage Pass.
So if you know that you're going somewhere that has no connectivity, you're in a dead zone, why do you even want to take your phone with you?
A lot of reasons.
A lot of reasons. Number one is that it's our main camera. So you want to be able to take pictures, duh. But I also use it to read books. I love reading books, and I love reading them on my phone. I can wake up in the middle of the night. I'm awake. I may as well read my book. My phone doesn't need a separate light. I can turn the page with one hand. I love Kindle books on my phone. I want to show you, just briefly, my library. So and Kindle, it's an app, a free app on your iPhone or on your Android, and it looks like that. I open it up, and here's the book I'm reading right now, which is Path Between the Seas, about the Panama Canal. But if I back up, I can see my whole library. Now notice that it says all or downloaded. If you want to be able to read a book when you're away and in a dead zone, you better have it downloaded first. So how would you download it? All you have to do is tap on it. So if I go back here, this 21 Lessons for the 21st Century probably isn't downloaded. I just tap on it and it downloads. Now it's ready to read.
And it's fast.
And if you don't think you can read a book, think again. Here's a video 566.
Hi, this is Chris Gold with Geeks on Tour, and I want to show you just a little bit about how using the Kindle app works. This happens to be on an iPhone, but it works about the same on an Android. So I'm talking about that app right there, Kindle. And any Kindle books that you have purchased through Amazon will show up when you open your Kindle app. I can see all of the books that I've ever purchased, or I can see just the ones that are downloaded on this device. To read a book, you just tap it to open it, and then you can turn the pages just by swiping that way or swiping back the other way. Or if you get a little bit of practice, you can even do it with one hand, because it's just tapping on that right margin there that turns the page. Pretty cool. And when you're done, you can just go back home, and notice when I go back into Kindle, it takes me to the exact same place that I left off. What if you say, I'm not sure that this is readable for me? There are so many options for changing the text. You just tap on it, and now you see all the different options on the screen, and I'm going to tap on the AA. I can change the brightness, depending if I'm out in the bright sunlight or I'm in a dark room. I can change it to be a black background with white text. I can make the text larger by tapping that. Or if your eyes are really good and you don't want to have to turn the page so much, you can make the text really small. I don't think so. So make that up. I like it about there. If you don't like the black on white or the white on black, they even have a couple more choices. There's sepia, which is black and that is pretty easy on the eyes, or even a green color. Now let's say I want to look at someplace else in the book. You tap, and you can tap on the 3-line menu, and here are all the table of contents. So if I know it's something in chapter 7 I want to go to, there I am in chapter 7. You can also highlight passages just by touch and drag. I have now highlighted that, and if I want to see everything I've highlighted, it's that item right there. So I have already read this book, and I highlighted lots of stuff in here. So if I wanted to go back and find something that I enjoyed in the book, I can find the highlight, go right to it. And that's just a little bit about using the Kindle app on a smartphone.
Yeah, okay.
I love reading books on Kindle. All you have to do is tell me, oh, here's a good book you should read. I can look it up on Amazon. Now, you have to buy it on Amazon. And if you're not sure that you want to pay the $8, $10, $12, you can download a sample and then start reading it. So you tell me about a good book, I'm reading it in minutes. And if I decide I like it, I get it.
Alice wants to know, where do you go to delete a downloaded book?
I don't think I've ever deleted one.
I don't think you have. Why delete? You mean take it off of the local device?
Take it off of the device, right.
Yeah.
And you can absolutely do that. I know you can. It's in the Kindle app somewhere.
Yeah.
You can remove from device, but it'll still be in your library to download on a
Bonnie
new
says
device.
she reads too fast to read on the phone.
You just turn the page. I don't know.
Well, some people prefer paper books. Some people, Sharon here says that books are available free from your library.
Yeah, a lot of people get but they're not necessarily all the books, So if I hear about a book I want to read, I want it. And it's all on Amazon.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification is too slow for me, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next. So we said you take your phone because you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, right? Here we are on this dive boat with 12 other divers. And everybody's taking pictures. Somebody takes a picture of us. We say, ooh, I want that. What do you normally do? You normally email the photo to somebody or text it to them or use Google Photos to send it to them. Well, there's no internet connection, so you're not going to get it. There are ways to go straight from one phone to another phone. The Apple uses something called Airdrop, and I want to show you that. How about let's take a selfie first.
I'm not ready for this.
I don't care.
How's my hair?
So we're going to take a selfie. Okay. On this phone. Now, let's say that, and this is my new iPhone. I just took the photo on the new iPhone. This is my old iPhone. I want to transfer the photo from one to another. Let me show you how that works. It's called Airdrop. And notice I am in airplane mode. I do not have an internet connection. The photo cannot go up to the cloud and down to the other phone. It has to go direct from phone to phone. Here's how you do it. Open the photo with whatever app you use. I use Google Photos. And here is the photo I just took. I want to share that. I want to send it to this phone. I tap share and then share to, and there is Airdrop. Now notice the only thing that shows up is my iPad, which is also in this same room. But that's not where I want to send it. I want to send it to this little iPhone. So what's wrong? This iPhone, the receiving person must set their AirDrop settings to receive. Let me show you where that is. So it's in Settings and General and AirDrop. Notice this off. You can tell it, I will receive anytime from somebody who's in my contacts.
Okay.
For 10 minutes. So this is what we did on board the boat. Everybody had an iPhone. We were the only ones that had Android. Everybody had an iPhone, and they were just sharing photos back and forth, but I had to help a few of them to turn on their setting to accept. So everyone for 10 minutes. Notice right away, Chris's iPhone appears. I tap it, and voila, it's there. It's just amazing. AirDrop is amazing. It works wonderfully. Everybody on the boat with iPhones were able to share photos with one another, even though we were in a total dead zone when it came to internet. So AirDrop is wonderful. Now there is a way to do this with Androids. It's not quite as dependable, but I want to show you. So here is my Samsung, and the latest photo I took, let's any other photo. Here's a photo I took of the towel. Oh, come on. What happened here? Of every day when they cleaned our rooms, they made a little towel character. So here was a towel character, and I put my iPad in front of him and put my glasses on. I think that's so cute. And I think Jim's phone should have that photo. So here is Jim's phone. And I open the photo on my phone. I tap share, and then it's called Quickshare. I tap Quickshare, and hopefully I will see Jim show up. Share to contacts. It has the same kind of settings let me show you on Jim's phone. I will go to Settings and search Settings for Quickshare. Who can share with you? No one. That's not going to work. So you have to go into the Quickshare settings on the receiving phone and turn it on so that at least contacts or everyone for only 10 minutes. Now, immediately on my phone, Jim's Pixel phone shows up. I tap it. One image is immediately been sent from this phone to this phone. He has to accept. And it has been put in his downloads folder. And I can view it using Google Photos. But it has been put in his downloads folder. So you need to have Google Photos looking at the downloads folder for it to show up. Pretty cool, though.
It is very cool when it works. Okay.
The iPhone's AirDrop is more dependable.
Much. At this point in time.
But it can be done. So
yeah, try
it. Good to know.
Good to know. What else you got there?
That was Android. Okay, I didn't show the slide for Android.
Oh, we got it right there. Android.
Yeah, Android Quickshare. So Quickshare on Android is the equivalent of AirDrop on iPhone. But the AirDrop is a bit better. And we are done.
Except for the
bonus tip. But you know, we're too late. This bonus tip is going to have to wait for our Backstage Pass.
Oh.
Because
okay.
Yeah, so Backstage Pass.
Michael Daniels says he already knows it. Okay. The Backstage Pass is something that we do right after this show. It's a Zoom meeting, and you just find that link. Chris sent out an email earlier today, but that's the icon you look for on our website at geeksontour.com/member login. And if you're not a member, become a member at geeksontour.com. You can sign up for our free newsletter, get information, what's ever happening, and there's a QR code for that. It's at geeksontour.com/news. And sign up for that newsletter. You'll get all that good information. Subscribe to this channel. That way you'll get notified if you click the bell and see when we're going live, and we're putting new stuff up and all kinds of good stuff. Please do that. Questions? Any more questions? I don't see. Let's see.
That Alt 148 won't work on a phone.
No. When sharing the photos, does the credit for the original photographer get listed?
Ooh.
Good question.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Jay loves AirDrop. Thanks for sharing tons of pics at one time. Okay, Paul has the answer. To delete just a book, just press on that book picture and a menu comes up, lets you remove the book from the device. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
Somebody is an answer. Sharon says, get mini library cards. You can't argue with that. Okay, that's about it. Keep going on there. And, well, did you learn something? You should have. What is the map app, not Google Maps, that makes it easy to download larger areas? Is it A, MapQuest, B, Maps.me, or C, Apple Maps?
B, Maps.me.
Okay. Why does your battery drain faster when you're in a dead zone? Is it searching for connectivity? Is it a background radiation? or signal blockers.
A, it's searching for connectivity. That's
And that
using a lot of power.
A lot of power, and it'll heat your phone up too. True or false? If you upload documents to Google Drive, they'll be accessible when you are offline.
Only if you make them so.
Trick question.
Yeah.
You can transfer iPhone photos directly to another phone using A, transfer photo, B, Quickshare, or C, Airdrop.
Airdrop.
Okay. If you compose an email when you're offline, it will be sent A, never B, when you get home, or C, as soon as the phone is connected.
C, as soon as the phone is connected.
Bonus question. If you compose a text when you're offline, it'll be sent A, never B, when connected, and you resend, or as soon as your phone is connected.
Yeah, text messages will not be automatically sent when you're connected. You have to go in and tap to resend.
Okay. Now, Backstage Pass, we talked about that. It's for members only. Come and join us, and I hope you folks can do that. We'll talk to you later. What's the webpage, Chris? List all of your YouTube shows.
Geeksontour.com. The menu item is YouTube show. It's under there.
And the webpage lists all of our recent newsletters.
Geeksontour.com. The menu item is blogs and news, and our October newsletter will be going out sometime soon.
Real soon now. And why do people pay $58 a year to join Geeks on Tour?
Well, there are lots of member benefits like the Backstage Pass, like answering your questions, like written notes, and like our special top tips for members only.
Okay. Become a member at geeksontour.com/join now. Easy to do. And boy, is it a great way to help us.
Help us.
Help us.
Help us.
I'm Jim.
We want to do more traveling.
Yes, we do. It's true. Okay, that's it for us. See you next time. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
We're Geeks on Tour.